we keep a lot of things in our brain, okay? And when you keep something in your brain, okay, so like I say to you, hey, I need you to do this labor cost transfer, or hey, have you don't forget to do the salary change for somebody, or you yourself say to you, I need to remember to do the effort change for that person. But you don't write it down, or you don't have a system by which you deal with these things, then now your brain is trying to hold on to that information. And when you have a phone, right? Segue here, when you have a phone that you plug in and your phone's plugged in and it's fully charged, and then you're like, okay, great, I'm leaving. So you pull it out and you take it in the car, and then you're out and about at wherever you're at. And within like 2 hours, your phone is like down to 15%, and you don't understand. You're like, why? Now, obviously, we've all had phones long enough at this point, smartphones, that we know that, you know what, there's some apps on this phone. You'll go and you'll find the apps and be like, oh, look at these 13 apps that are draining my battery power. Draining power, draining power, draining power. I'm going to turn them off, right? And there you go, done. But the hornets that show up in your brain, I call them hornets, are things that you say you'll remember. Okay, so every time you say you're going to remember something, it becomes an app that your brain has to hold on to. Bzzz, and it bzzz. And so now each time you do that, bzzz, you've got a new buzzing by your ear. That's distracting. Okay, just like at night, the mosquito who is flying by your ear, and then you can't sleep, and you put the cover over your heads, and then the mosquito comes under the cover, and you're like, holy shit, get away from me, right? That's what these hornets are, okay? And they're also apps on your phone. In addition to that, so now you're not getting sleep, you're irritated, you're annoyed. It's also adding a kettlebell to a little strand of hair. So take the strand of hair from here, add a kettlebell to it, right? So now I'm dragging a kettlebell behind me. So now another thing I need to remember, let's attach that. So now by the end of the day, I'm dragging kettlebells and listening to bzzz. Okay, and I know this is ridiculous looking. You're like, what the heck is wrong with Vanessa? But that's actually what it feels in your soul. And I guarantee to you now, if you start to pay a little bit of attention to your day now, you'll start to see when these things happen. You will recognize when somebody is giving you a hornet, or when you gave yourself a hornet, or when you attached a kettlebell. And that honestly is the only thing that really needs to happen for change to begin, because you'll start to realize then that a lot of exhaustion is coming from the behavior of holding things in your brain. And for you to buy yourself a little bit of time and a little bit of energy, you can write these things down.